Hey guys, how are you? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com as well as brandrocket.com. Check out both of those links right below. I appreciate it. So today's video is all about this little thing. My gold iPad mini 3, which I'm in love with. I'm not going to deny. Mainly because of content creation. I've been using this thing a lot, especially with Pixelmator. Pixelmator is a surprisingly feature-rich app, especially for just $5. Anyway, this isn't a video all about Pixelmator, but perhaps I'll talk about it in a future video if you guys are interested. But this video is about the iPad mini and its demise, apparently, because I've seen rumors in recent days saying that the iPad Pro is apparently going to replace the iPad mini. Now, this is why I both love and hate the Apple rumor mill. I love it because it's interesting stuff. I love just thinking about rumors and what could be or what could never be. But I also hate the Apple rumor mill because of rumors like this. Do people honestly see Apple killing the iPad mini, which is still a fairly new product line, for a product that doesn't even exist yet, the iPad Pro? Now guys, you gotta look at it this way. The iPad Pro has been rumored for years now. And apparently, this switch over is going to happen next year. Yeah. Next year? No, I don't see that happening. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just going to say this. Apple takes their time with both software implementation and hardware implementation, which is why we even have yet to see concrete evidence of this so-called iPad Pro becoming a reality. Through recent years, Apple has been slowly implementing iOS-like features into their desktop operating system, OS X. And Yosemite, right over here to my right side, is the best example of this yet. I am freaking loving Yosemite. Apple, in my opinion, has done a kick-ass job. Now, it's not perfect, but I think it's one of their best updates in a long time. Because I'm really loving it. I love the continuity and handoff between my iPad and my Mac Pro, and it just works. It works very well. And it works very well because Apple is taking their time. They're not exactly going the Microsoft route and bam, combining A and combining B to make product C. That doesn't make sense from a consumer standpoint. Now, for someone like myself, I consider myself a prosumer. I'm not your average consumer. I obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious to you, but I do this stuff as a living. I create videos to pay the bills. I create websites to pay the bills. I'm a content creator. That's me. But for someone who is an average consumer, someone like my dad, they don't want dramatic change just like that. It's exactly why he has still yet to install Windows 8 on his primary computer, because he's very happy with Windows 7. But will he install Windows 10 on his computer? It's very possible, because I already explained to him Windows 10 takes the best of Windows 7 and combines it with the best of Windows 8, but it still looks like Windows 7. I guess that's the best way of explaining it to your average consumer. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing Microsoft. I love Microsoft. I love the Xbox One. I appreciate Windows. I have a Windows 8 tablet. Microsoft's a great company. But in my opinion, they don't exactly make the best decisions for the consumers, kind of like Apple does. Now, I'm not saying Apple's perfect. No company is perfect. But, I mean, you gotta admit, Apple's been pretty on track with how slowly they're being progressive with their iOS and OS X merger. Now, eventually, yes, we will see this iPad Pro, but I don't think it's gonna happen next year. And I certainly don't see it taking away focus from the iPad mini. Now, yes, the iPad mini barely received an upgrade this year, and if you even want to call it an upgrade. But with that said, does it mean Apple has suddenly forgotten about the iPad mini simply because they skipped a year? No, of course not. I certainly don't see the iPad mini going the route of the iPod Touch, well, because the iPod Touch is a very, very different market and it's slowly dying. And yes, you could argue now that the iPhone 6 Plus is out, people are using their iPad minis less. I mean, for example, my friend Dan got an iPad Air 2 because he has an iPhone 6 Plus, whereas he used to have an iPad mini. I believe so anyway. And I asked him why. He said, well, because his 6 Plus is kind of like his iPad mini now, and he uses his iPad Air 2, when he wants that larger screen experience. And I can totally see where he's coming from, as well as many other customers out there. And honestly, that's kind of why I'm scared to get an iPhone 6 Plus this time next year, which is why I'll most likely be going with an iPhone 6, because coming from the 6S then, because coming from an iPhone 5S to an iPhone 6S, that's still quite an upgrade in not only overall specs, cameras, but certainly the screen size. So my point being, I strongly believe the iPad mini still has a place in the tablet market, because not everybody wants to use their phones like a tablet. I know I don't. I mean, my iPad mini at nighttime is kind of my relaxation device. I kick back, edit some photos, go on social media, check email, and that's why I love it. Whereas with my phone, I feel like I'm always going to be bothered by push notifications with text messages or anything like that. While I technically do have those same notifications enabled on my iPad mini, just using it kind of brings me into a different mindset. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like stepping away from your computer. I love my Mac Pro to death, but I'm not going to lie, it's nice to step away from it for a few hours every night and just relax on my iPad mini 3, play some video games, enjoy Netflix, or whatever. So that's why I believe the iPad mini is going to be around for quite some time, and I just can't stand these rumors, because when people see these rumors, they treat them like facts, and then these facts make their way into the media, and then of course that media turns into news, and the average consumer watches that news every night, and then they're like, oh, Apple's killing the iPad mini for this iPad Pro? No, because Apple has yet to officially announce it. And that's why I hate when the media covers tech rumors. I quote rumors because sometimes these rumors do turn into facts, but until they're facts, they're just that. They're rumors, and they cannot be taken seriously. I mean, guys, let's not forget about the rumors of Apple removing the physical home button from the iPhone. And yeah, that rumor came up, what, at least 2 or 3 years ago? And it never happened. So, there you go. Just another stupid rumor that never came to surface. Just my opinion, guys. So, what do you think? Are you a fan of the iPad mini? Are you a fan of the iPad Air? Or do you really want to see something like the iPad Pro, which could eventually combine iOS and OS X into one uniform product? Which I gotta say is exciting to think about, but like I said, it's not going to happen for quite some time. It's not exactly an easy product to pull off, and it's going to take a lot of resources and a lot of research to actually become a success. Well guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think by posting a comment right below. As always, your support is much appreciated. Keep those questions coming over at daviddefranco.com/ask. Now this video is not a Q&A video, but still, I want to hear your questions, so keep them coming. Guys, thanks again. Your support is awesome, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.